I got home and I noticed there's water coming out of my sprinkler. And I don't know if it's a sprinkler or the piping, but I happen to have that sprinkler. I don't know if it's the same kind. I think so. And so I'm going to try to replace it. While I was turning my water off, I broke the handle because it's brittle, so I'm going to replace that next. I don't have the part today, but I'll do a video later. At first I didn't notice that it was leaking, but it is. So the problem is obviously with my valve and not my sprinkler heads, which makes sense since my water company just fixed a main and I'm sure the debris is in my line. And yep, and this one's leaking too. So I'm gonna turn the water off. Instead, I'm turning it off at the main, which that looks like it could use some replacing too. So I'll check the side first, and now that I have the water off, but I'm having a hard time turning it, so I'm gonna grab a tool. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little tap like a jar. I don't know if it will help or not. Did anything, so I tapped it some more, and then I just hand turned it with my rubber glove. And it is dry. Here we have a leak. Maybe that's part of the problem. This is definitely got some issues going on in there. Do not plant that near places you're working because it hurts. All the screws. Do this with a screwdriver, but my dad got me this new drill. Super excited. Thanks, Dad. I love it. And since I didn't have the right long bit, I'll have to finish the job. Screwdriver set. My son got me when I complained that I never had the right size screwdriver. Thanks, kiddo. Alright, and see what's going on in there. That's what it looks like here. I don't see anything obviously wrong. Well, there's calcium or something there. So I wasn't sure what would happen if I turned this on while this is open, so I thought I'd show you guys. It got me. There we go. Well, it actually shot up straight and got me. But yeah, just clean it out with a little bit of that water for a minute. I don't really know much about this, but I know that this rubber, whatever, seems pliable. So did the parts inside here. So I'm gonna put it back together and just see if clearing out that calcium did the job or not. So my sprinkler repair didn't fix the problem, so I'm gonna work on this today. And the first thing I did was remove this. I had to turn it counterclockwise a few times, and the end of it looks kind of deteriorated. So I compared it with the new one. I just bought a whole new unit because I may need one part or another. I'm just kind of investigating. So I'm going to take this one off and take a look at the inside of it. Definitely looks different than the other one. And that has a little piece of excess plastic in that hole right there, so I'm going to take that out before we get started. I did get that visible piece out, but there's another piece in there, it looks like, so I might carefully try and get that piece out also. And I also noticed that this is worn terribly, so I'm going to strip those wires and clean them up a little bit too. Not sure what's causing my issue, but I'm going to fix it all. Okay, I loosened up all the screws. Hopefully I saved you the boredom there. And I cleaned this out the other day already, so I know it's looking pretty decent. That's what the inside looks like, if anybody's curious. And everything looked in decent condition, I thought. It's a little dirty again. Okay, I have a little poor hand strength, so I just use a little rubber thing to get this off. And that seems to help. Alright, so there's the old one. There's the new one. And we're just going to take all the new parts off this one and put it on the other, starting with this in the middle there. Alright, so I'm just going to set the new piece, looks like this, right down in the middle. And put the new cap on. And I'm going to put the new gasket around the top. Make sure it's on there. And put the new cap around top. Just make sure that this piece stays centered to that. This is the new piece fitting, and I'm going to take off this entire top by loosening up those screws there. I'm going to do it by hand so I don't strip anything out. Okay, here's the inside of the new one, and be careful not to lose that little gasket because it was halfway off when I opened it up, and also make sure you don't lose the spring. And this piece looks a little bit different than the old one, different in color at least. I'm going to replace it if I can. I took that black piece out. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But why not replace it with the new piece, which is gray in this case, and the new, I don't know what you call that. But I'm going to find out now. Okay, I'm going to line that little gasket up with that hole there. Oh, the gasket's in there. That wouldn't have worked. I'm gonna take that out in case it's bad. All right, I got the gasket out, and now I'm gonna line that up. And tighten up the screws. Okay, just press nice and firm to make sure it's seated on there flush. And I'm gonna hand tighten a couple of turns. So brittle it just broke off, so that could have been part of the problem. And look at that there, the sheathing is peeling off, so I'm gonna strip those back. Oh yummy, look at that. Okay, I just snipped the whole end off, and then I'm just cutting away a little bit of the outer casing. And I just, until I can see the wires, and then just pull the end off. And we got all fresh wiring to work with. We need red and blue. I'm going to use the 18 stranded side. And we'll connect these tissue red and blue, or in my case, with some fresh new wire nuts. Put the wire nut on there and twist it clockwise. You should probably know that. If you don't, good for you for trying. And I'm going to put some electrical wire across all that to protect it from the water and weather. Last step, turn the motor back on and run the sprinklers. So I definitely didn't tighten something up right. Okay, I didn't want to over tighten, but I guess I under tightened, so I went ahead and tightened it up a little more. Put this little bag back on, just kind of decorative, I think. Back in business. I'm not sure why that crazy noise was happening, but what I did was made the tiniest adjustment. I loosened up that there, and that seemed to resolve the issue. So good luck with your project.